What's up, guys? We are going into the Moth of Unknown Origin for a rank 1 clear with a fire team. So here is the party we're using. Honestly, I think Chizuru could probably be swapped out with virtually any other DPS. We're not getting a great break for her. We're just getting 85% from Olive, so maybe Tsukiko would be a swap. She is giving us some stat buffs on turn 1, so you'd have to maybe change the rotation a little bit. But yeah, she's replaceable. Olive, or not Olive, but Charlotte is probably replaceable as well with another magic tank. Cecil, Abigail, if you have her. I'm not sure. I know there's a Cecil clear out there. Not sure what that looks like. I'm guessing it has a lot of him just spamming cover, Shelga, and re-raise on himself. But yeah, anyway. The boss is mainly weak to fire, also weak to ice and light. It's in Insect Aquan. Deals single target physical that can be evaded, magic, non-elemental, fire magic, fire and light magic, and a lot of fixed HP and gravity attacks. It's kind of annoying because whenever it does, well, it seems like a lot of its gravity attacks are at the beginning of the turn, so that leaves your tank and the rest of your party with not much HP to deal with the magic attacks that are incoming. You can deal with those with general mitigation, which we're getting from Sylvie and Charlotte. Charlotte seemed like a good pick. She's got some racial mitigation against insects and general mit on her LB and SLB. But anyway, we'll go through the gearing. Just to call it out, Cleum, and Cleum could probably be swapped out with pretty much any other DPS. We're getting some fire resist from her, but you can... Charlotte's, just the way she's geared, she already has enough fire resist that Sylvie can take care of that, or even just bar Farega from somebody. And I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I thought maybe her Inferno Breath gave fire resist, but it doesn't. I know Tsukiko, if you're bringing her, she has 150 fire resist on her imbue, so that's something. But anyway, so yeah. So Cleum starting in the shift form, Chizuru starting in base, Sylvie starting in base, Roberta starting in the shift form, and everyone else is SLB. So base form, Chizuru, just some morale fill gear. Yeah, if you're having trouble with morale, you could always dual wield you could always give her Rivera's TMR and dual wield with 2 of Rivera's TMR. That'd take up 2 materia slots here, but that's an option if you're struggling with morale. So there's her gear, just a lot of auto buffing. Refresh, regen, that sort of thing. Using her own vision card for the killers. Then shift form, just max LB against Insect and Aquan. So here's her gearing. And Typhus the Spirit in the shift form. Louise, max LB against Aquan and Insect. So there we go. Oh, actually her LB damage. Where'd that go? Can we drop any of these? We'll just swap out Hateful Agent. LB damage. Okay, so there we go. Max LB against Insect and Aquan. So here's that. Cleum, base form, just high magic, max LB against Aquan and Insect. Here's her gearing, chain cap up. And it's kind of redundant. Oh, she's getting some killers from that. Never mind. And then shift form, dual wielding conductor's batons. Actually, I think we'll give her Arden's hat for the refresh. So there's that. And yeah, her own card for the morale generation that it gives from the Elegant Sword Dance. And I mean, if you're not aware, dual wielding doubles up on those card morale fill skills. So Sylvie, she's got her own vision card. If you have Wilkes, put that on Sylvie. It'll give more morale generation, but same thing. She's dual wielding, just high HP, passive provoke, evade, geared the same in both forms. So there we go. Roberta, base form, 2 double hand build with the spear. If you can't get her, if you can't gear her for 2 double hand, you could just dual wield with her. I'm not sure how much of a damage difference there would be, but probably not that much. She is max Aquan, max Insect, and shift form, just morale fill type stuff. And Charlotte, just high fire resist, high light. Your light resist would need to be about 220 at a minimum, and fire with this party would need to be 100, honestly, because we're getting Barforaja from Cleom. Otherwise, if you're only getting like an 80% resist, 220. But so again, high HP, high spirit. Tried to stay away from too limited of stuff for her gearing. Snow Bear for some auto healing. Zizad's Journal just for the HP and spirit. And her own card. If you have the power cut card, I would say use that. Her spirit really doesn't drop that much, but she gains like 10,000 HP. So with this fight, with as much gravity attacks and HP or fixed attacks as it does, I think more HP would be preferable, but I just wanted to use her own card to show that it can be done. So I'm gonna cut the video here and jump back into the fight just in case Charlotte wipes. There's pretty strong attack on turn 3. She usually survives, but every now and then, just from RNG, she'll wipe. So anyway, I'll be back in a sec. All right, let's get into it. Now, I will say this, as far as Abigail goes, she seems like a really great magic tank. But with as much stuff coming down the pipe in the next few months, I kind of want to conserve my Lapis. So I'll buy enough resources to EX to her when she does eventually, when I do eventually off banner her. But if I don't need her today, I want to hold off on using my Lapis. But anyway, so for all the fixed stuff, we need either really strong general mitt or really strong magic mitt to deal with any magic attacks after all the like fixed stuff that comes through. So we're going to go ahead and use cover on Charlotte, but then her 99% magic mitigation, and then Shelga on turn 1. Sylvie is going to put up Paladin's Resolve, Knight, and then Vines. Roberta is going to Fire Imbue, and then give us Aquan and Insect Killer. There's some mitigations tied to those as well. Chizuru is going to Breezy, Winds, and Strong Samurai Spirit for the stat buff. Olive's just going to cap, so she'll break Killers, store, and then cap. And Cleom is going to do her Prodigious Protection. It has some fire resist on there, and then Gallon Crescendo a couple times. So We'll send Olive and then send Clem a second later. Okay, turn 2 is pretty tame. We're going to LB with Charlotte. Olive is just going to cap again. So, typical capping for Olive. Chizuru is going to insect killer. Roberta is going to fill morale, give a mod boost, and then just re-imbue fire. Sylvie this turn is going to do attack and defense buffs, and then Knight again for a little healing. And then this turn Cleum's going to LB, shifted LB, so we'll send Olive away to Psych and then send everyone else. Okay. So this turn's pretty painful. We're going to go ahead and guard with Charlotte. Sylvie this turn is going to do her big general mitigation, and then Knight and resolve. Roberta this turn is going to, let's see, fill morale and then just refresh the killers. Chizuru is going to, let's see, what do we want from her? Guess we can just chain insect killer again. Olive is going to just do her Gunner Guardian, Fire Amp, break, cap, and then store is the last action. And Clem this turn can just bolting strike twice and then end with bar for Raja. Yeah, we're well over capped on resistances there with Charlotte. There we go, we survived with Charlotte. It's, like I said, a little iffy. I mean, if you can push morale higher, you get a bigger barrier from Sylvie. Sometimes it's random how many magic attacks it does. So Charlotte may wipe, but as you can see, she can survive that. But anyway, so turn 4, we'll put up an attack and magic buff. Charlotte is going to SLB this turn. Roberta is going to go to the base form and LB. I'm going to LB with Clem, shift at LB, SLB with Olive, and Chizuru can just insect killer again. Sylvie this turn is just going to cast Knight 3 times just for the healing. So we can send Olive and Clem together and Chizuru and Charlotte together. We'll probably do Charlotte and Chizuru and then the magic damage dealers. So we can do some chip damage here. A little chunk of damage. Nothing phenomenal, but it's whatever. There we go. So that was, again, turn 1 of the rotation, but we had Charlotte's SLB mitigations up, so that helped a bit there. Okay, so turn 5, what are we doing? We are going to just refresh cover with Charlotte, heal a little, and put up Shelga again. Roberta is going to, let's see, refresh Aquan Killer, the Fire Imbue, and then Mega Breath on my Quadcast. Sylvie is going to shift this turn. She's going to give LB Fill over to Olive. Insect Killer over to Cleom. And then, what else do we need? Just LB Fill. Go ahead and put up some attack buffs. Chizuru this turn is going to shift and tie this to Spirit. And we're shifting her this turn because we want her back in the base form for her magic mitigation on turn 8. Olive is going to, let's see, do her breaks, killer. What else? I guess she can cap and then end with Fire Cannon Fire. And Cleom is going to just power up. She's going to crescendo for some LB fill, first movement for a mod boost, and sharp note for the store and the fire amp. So we can just pretty much send everyone together. So this is, again, turn 2 of the 3-turn rotation, so it's pretty safe. So this is turn 3 of the rotation, so we're going to guard Charlotte again. Going to LB with Chizuru. Roberta is going to quad Mystic Breath. And yeah, this is our big burst turn, so we'll put up the attack and magic buff. We can hold off on the defense and spirit buff. We're getting a 400% all stat buff from Sylvie anyway, so we're going to shift it LB with Sylvie. Just LB with Olive. And we're going to base form LB with Cleom as soon as she's done auto casting. So we will send Olive, then Roberta, and wait a sec, and then send the EN chainers. And this should be 2.5 or better. And yeah, the 50% HP lock thing is broken, so it's not working, which is good for us. We only have to, burst it down from like 35%. But it just put up a 10 stack of Mirage and a defense and spirit buff again for 2 turns, which is undispellable, but unfortunate. But we can power through it. It'll be fine. So this turn, Charlotte's going to LB. Roberta this turn is going to, let's see, we just did a Fire Imbue on turn 5. So we're good for a couple more turns. We're just going to Mystic Breath 4 times with Roberta. Olive this turn is going to cap just to get rid of some of those Mirage stacks. We'll do breaks, killer, and end with store. Cleom this turn is just going to fill LB 3 times, which that's 2 hits, so her triple cast gets rid of, 6 stacks of Mirage. Roberta's getting rid of 4 stacks, so I think if we just send Roberta and Cleom, that'll get rid of all the Mirage stacks, and then Chizuru and Charlotte can actually chain, I think. We'll see here in a sec. We're just going to do Determined Samurai Slash with Chizuru. Sylvie, this turn, is going to base form. She is going to Knight, Resolve, and what else? Just refresh Vines. So we'll send those two. Hopefully, like I said, that gets rid of all the Mirage stacks. So I guess we can, with Olive, try to break, Killer, Cap, and then end with Store. So we'll send Olive, wait a couple seconds, and then send the others. Okay, well, that helps, I guess. Guess we... Okay, so we'll go ahead and just do our defense and attack buffs this turn. Let's see, do we need healing on anyone? Not really. We'll save the healing. So we're going to SLB with Charlotte. So this is going to be kind of a painful turn. Historically, Charlotte wipes on this turn, so, but everyone else survived, so it's fine. So we're going to Breezy, Eastern, and Focused with Chizuru. Going to base form LB with Cleom, SLB with Olive, and Roberta can Mega Breath and then Mystic 3 times. Sylvie, this turn, is going to shift. We're going to give Insect Killer over to Olive. What else do we need from her? Guessing don't really need the attacker. We'll do attack. Just there's an LB damage buff tied to that, and just some LB fill. Yeah, sounds good. So we'll send Roberta and then the EN chainers. Okay. So pretty hard fixed attacks there. So Charlotte White, it's fine. Everyone else survived. And if Sylvie had died, we'd still be able to finish this out. Chizuru is going to Insect Killer. Roberta is just going to Mystic Breath 4 times. So at this point, all of its undispellable defense and spirit buffs have worn off. So it should be a piece of cake to kill it at this point. So Olive can just Gunner, Flaming, Killer, Store, and then Cap. Cleom can just triple Bolting Strike. And Sylvie can, well, she'll chip in. How's that? Alright, so we'll just send Olive, wait, and then just send everyone else. So, yeah, like I said, this should kill it pretty easily. So, I mean, there you go. Rank 1 clear without Abigail. Yeah, I know I don't know if you can call this a guide video, because I'm guessing the majority of people don't have Charlotte, and I think a lot of people skipped Cleom too. But anyway, here's my clear for what it's worth. Hopefully it gives you some idea of the boss's rotation. But yeah, I don't know. That's, 2 weeks worth of content. I figured it out after like a few. I think it was like 7 or 8 clears of trying different things that I got something to work pretty well. But the biggest thing is turn 3. Um, like I said, sometimes Charlotte wipes, other times not. So as long as you can get past turn 3, I think you should be fine.